Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm a group exercise instructor and physical therapist, and today we have a mat Pilates class. You just need a mat, no other equipment required today, and it's going to be a fairly traditional class. Listen to your body, make sure you modify where you need to, make sure you're not doing anything above what you can control in that core. If your belly poofs out and bulges during any exercise, you're not stabilizing. So really keep that in mind. That's kind of a good guide for what level exercise you should be doing. Let's get started.
All right, well, we're gonna start on the mat today. So come on down if you're not already there, and we'll get warmed up. Just as a reminder with all of the exercises that you should be pulling in that pelvic floor. So group of muscles down into that bottom area, that control bowel bladder. That helps stabilize your back and your pelvis with your abdominals and your back muscles and your hip muscles. So think about closing and lifting up through that space as if you were peeing your pants and trying to stop it. Then that transverse abdominal muscle will pull that belly back to your spine. So think about flattening, like zipping up a really tight pair of pants, okay? Really hollow that low belly in and up towards your back. So come on down. And let's start with engaging that core. Pelvic floor up and in, transverse abdominal muscle flat to your back. Lengthen your spine, head and tailbone pulling towards opposite directions of the room. Press your hands into the floor, push your shoulders back into the floor as well. And then try to breathe out through the side of that rib cage, making sure that you can keep that core compressed and breathe at the same time is super important. You don't want to have to let everything go every time you take a breath and then have to recontract with your exhale. So try to hold some of that tight while you let that rib cage expand with that breath. Now holding that core compressed, peel your head off the floor, maybe the shoulders and shoulder blades reaching through your hands. At any point with the exercises, your belly should not bulge and get bigger. Okay, so if you came up in that curl and your belly went pop, it's wrong. It's opposite of what it should do. It should stay compressed. So if it didn't, you have to lower down to where you can keep that compressed, and that might mean head back on the floor for some people, okay? So pay attention to that throughout class. Taking the arms overhead on an inhale and an exhale, bring it down. Go at your own breath pace. It's very rare that I will have you move with my pace of movement. Everybody's breath speed's a little different. So just go at a pace that feels comfortable for you. One more time. And release those hands. Go palm back towards the floor. I want you to butterfly your knees out and in. Out and in. Just inhale, exhale, and again, keeping that core tight, practicing that breathing, thinking about lengthening through that spine and neck. Keep those shoulders away from your ears. Pause the legs, bringing the arms back over the chest. And I want you to reach, lift one shoulder blade up into a twist through the trunk, other arm, reach, and just keep rotating back and forth, warming up those obliques now. You still are compressing, but now those obliques are adding that rotation component. One more to each side. Pause at center. Bring your hands back behind your head. And I want you to walk your heels out away from you, keeping your back compressed down. Okay, see if you can do that. If you can't, stop where that kind of feather edge is. If you go too far and your back arches, then you need to bring your heels a little bit back farther up. But if you can get them out and push through your heels, pull your toes towards you, tighten your thighs, that's what I want you to do here. Okay, and then I want you to bring it a little higher with your curl. Hold. Release those arms. See if you can push it farther, farther, farther. Keep reaching for those feet. Take a look at the belly. Keep it down flat. Now, bringing your arms palm up into a snow angel.
I want you to reach overhead, nice big arcing movement, back down to your side. Inhale and exhale. And again, go at your own breath pace. Just kind of the last warm up. And release it back down, go back palm down, walk those feet back in, roll it out of your curl. You can kind of loosen your back or hips up, anything else that you feel like you need before we get going. All right, take a breath in, scoop that core. I want you to come back into an ab curl position. Take your fingertips behind that head and then pick your feet up from the floor. You know, you can keep them down if you need to, but from here, I want you to do a big circle outwards with your legs. You're gonna push, scoop those legs around and bring it back in. Press out, scoop around and in. I can modify it and go up with it and make a smaller circle. If you're on the floor, I want you to go back to just a butterfly movement, okay? So strong press out, pull it in and around. Strong press out, pull it in and around. When you extend those legs, those quads should be firing. Push strong, pull in. Push strong, pull in. One more. Hold it in. We're going to go right into the 100 from here. Palms down towards the floor. You've got level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4 with those legs dropped and lowered and straight. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms are strong, pumping towards the floor. Finish a breath. Bring it in. Don't lower down. Put your hands back behind your head. Now, we did the kick out and around. I want to reverse that. So I want you to press outwards first, scoop to the front, and draw those knees in. Out, scoop in. Again, modification, I can kick up towards the ceiling, or my feet are going to go back down, and I'm going to do a second set of those butterfly knees. Now we've been in an ab curl position for a long time here, so really be mindful of how well you're stabilizing. If you're fatiguing, either bring your legs up to a lower level, or take a break, put your head down. Do 2 more, and when you've done that, finally lower all the way down, and release, and take a couple deep breaths. Now I want you to pull those knees in and out of the chest a few times. We're going to loosen that back up for some flexion. We're going to do roll up. So extend those legs back out straight, and I want you to squeeze them together. Okay, so you're pulling your toes towards you. I feel like my water bottle's right in the way. So you're pushing out through your heels, pull your toes towards you, tighten your quads. Your knees are locked. Arms start overhead, get that belly tight. Do not let your back arch and your rib cage flare as you come out of each exercise. You have to peel your spine back down to the floor, and don't let that back come up. So exhale as you pull up, 1 vertebrae at a time, hollowing out that belly. You are reaching forward over your feet, but downward into this curl. So think about that flexion. You're sucking that belly and belly button back to your spine. I want you to sit tall before you roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. Back to start. Don't let your back arch. Again, exhaling. Inhale and exhale. Going at your own pace. I always end up bunching and dragging my mat with me, so I'm gonna have to adjust that. In fact, I'm just gonna get off my mat for this one and just come out to my side. Now, if you want to make this a little bit more difficult, on the way down, you're going to keep your arms by your head as far as you possibly can. The farther out in front they are, the easier it is. It kind of counterbalances that body weight. So if you can keep them up by your head, that's going to be harder. Do one more. And then release. Take a hold of a leg, roll yourself into sitting. Extend those legs about hip distance apart. Sit up nice and tall, push through those heels again, pull your toes towards you. Tighten those thighs. Now we're going to use those kind of snow angel arms that we did in warm up here, but we're going to be in a lean back. So once you get that pelvic floor up and that transverse pulled in, I want you to see if you can just lean back at the hips. I don't want you to roll back. So I don't want you flexed. I want you to think about a rod up your spine, so no back movement. You are hinging at your hip. Go to where you feel like you can stabilize. Palm up. Now we're going to add that snow angel. I want you to bring it up and down. Up and down. Keep that heart lifted. Inhale and exhale. See, I can tell I'm starting to curve a little bit, so I'm going to readjust myself. So listen to that body. Pause those arms. Now I do want you to bend your knees. Put your feet flat, squeeze your knees together. Now you can roll back, hollowing that belly towards your spine. And one more set of those. Inhale and exhale. One more. Bring the arms out in front. Reach. See if you can roll back a little further. And finally roll it all the way up. Sit up tall. Pull yourself. Lift that heart. We're going to do sitting spinal twist for some rotation. This one's a kind of an easy one to cheat on, so you really have to think about all of the components that you're supposed to be doing. Press through those heels. The legs go straight again. Toes come at you. Back is really straight, like it's on a wall. Now, if your hamstrings are a little tight, you can't be upright here, because your back's the most important piece of this. You can soften your knees and bend them a little bit, okay? Otherwise, lock your quads,
push out your heels. Arms come to shoulder height, all right? And you're gonna keep them in line with your body. They are not to swing across to your body to create this movement. That's most often what I see for people cheating and they don't even know it. So you're gonna twist 3 times to each side. Once you get your core engaged, you're gonna exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Every time you twist, you're using your muscles to try to go a little further, a little further, a little further before you come back. So you do get a little bit of a bounce, but I really want you to think about the muscles pulling you farther, 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 okay? So pull, 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 and center. Now, if you're not sure how much momentum you're using with your arms, you could cross them or put them behind your head and feel the difference. Heart is very tall here. Your pelvic floor is pulling up off the floor against gravity. Belly's back. Breathe. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale, center. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale, center. This one is about posture too. Those postural muscles back there have to really work hard to keep you heart lifted, shoulder blades down and back, long spine. Couple more, and then we're gonna keep pushing this postural endurance. One more to each side. Make sure you're looking back. Now hold it center. Hold that posture. Scan your body for form corrections. Push through your heel, toes pulled towards you, quads are tight. Pelvic floor up, transverse back, heart lifted, spine tall, shoulders down and back and pinched together. Now we're gonna burn our shoulders a little bit while we're here, while we're working on our posture. I want you to go ahead and pump those arms just up and down. Keep them as strong and as lengthened out away from your body as you can. Keep holding that form, hold that core. Go palm forward, pump it front to back. Keep breathing. Now we're going to add some shoulder rotation. Palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down, palm up, palm down. Keep scanning your body. What are you missing? What could you pull in a little better? Go palm back, little pulses back, 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 back. You're almost there. Go back, palm down, hold. Now you can finally release and stretch that postural area in that back. Shake those arms out a little bit. Usually when people get done with that one, they immediately go, ugh. They just want to like slump because they're not used to holding themselves upright for so long. All right, now from here, we're going to come on back down to your back. So come on down. All right, we're gonna do single leg stretch. So we're gonna come back into an ab curl position. Pelvic floor in, transverse set. Come into that curl. Level 1, single leg comes in towards the chest. Top hand goes on that knee lightly. The other hand just reaches down the side of that foot. Okay, make sure you're not grabbing your leg and holding yourself up. This exercise should pretty much almost look the way it does without your arms. Okay, that's how much you want to be relying on your core, not your arms. Full single leg stretch, feet come up to knee level. One leg extends out, lengthening that leg. Create that length out through your foot, quad tight, then you switch, okay? So you've got your exhale, exhale,
exhale. Going at a pace that feels comfortable for your breath. Take a look at your belly. Make sure it's down and in. And again, if I don't use my arms, I don't really look that different. So make sure you're not using those to hold yourself up or to yank that leg in a whole lot more. Strong, lengthen, lengthen. It's single leg stretch for a reason. Stretch it out, lengthen out, exhale, exhale. Almost there. 4, we're doing a little bit of a longer set with these today. 3, 2, 1, and roll it all the way down. All right, we're gonna do one more while we're here. We're gonna take that kind of snow angel, and we're gonna use those big arms, but we're gonna modify and kind of throw it into a starfish kind of position. So your legs are gonna go back out extended. This time I want them to the corners of the mat. And then your arms are gonna go to the corners of the mat. So you should look like an X, okay? Or in my head, I don't know why I think starfish, but I do. Now, this is a full sit-up. You're gonna come from this position, get that core set really tight. You're gonna come all the way up and tuck yourself into the tiniest little ball that you can, okay? Bringing your forehead and your knees as close together as possible. And I'm pretty balanced here. Like my toes are just kind of tippy-toe on the mat. And then I'm gonna lay it back out, controlling that, coming out with those arms and legs as equal as possible, okay? So make sure, again, my ribs don't flare. I'm not arching my back to try to get momentum to get myself up. So get your core set. You're gonna exhale, pull in, tiny little ball. Reach and control, lengthen, compress. And again, go at your own pace. One more. Stay up. See if you can roll back a little bit. Now, from here, we're gonna go right into rolling like a ball. I think I said we had one more here, I lied. This is the last one we have here. So rolling like a ball. I am starting balanced out, so my feet are not touching if I can help it. I'll show you modifications. If you took a picture of yourself here, it's gonna look identical to when we roll back. So the space between your chest and your knees, the space between your feet and your butt shouldn't change. This is one of the few kind of momentum Pilates exercises, but you're trying to slow it down. Roll one vertebrae at a time down, one vertebrae at a time up into this balance. If you need to tap, tap. So rolling like a ball. Balance yourself out. My hands are just kind of at the sides of my feet and ankles. I'm gonna roll myself back. Inhale, exhale back up. I'm gonna inhale and exhale. So again, the goal is to go as slow as possible, and if you don't get up a couple times, not a big deal. What I don't want is I don't want here, kick to get yourself up, okay? And you'll know if you use too much momentum because it'll feel like this is doing nothing for you, and it shouldn't. It should be kind of hard to get yourself back up those last couple degrees. Control down, control up. Control roll, and up. This is kind of a spine massage, feels good. Exhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Like that one I could tell, I used too much momentum. I didn't have to work that hard. Slow, 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 slow. Slow, 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 slow. Do 2 more. 1 more. See if you can balance and let go of your feet. If that feels comfortable, balance feet at knee level. If that feels stable, extend those legs and keep balancing. Now, whether you toe out for a more ballet dance position or whether you keep them internally rotated together, I'll let you choose. And release it down. Pull yourself up nice and tall. Okay, come on around onto a push-up position. So, hands are going to be underneath those shoulders, and you're going to be up on your toes. Nice long line for that body, okay? And we're going to do some knee towards same side, elbow back, into the center back, and cross and back. Now, if I need to modify, I can come onto tabletop position, and I can pull here, kick back, pull center, kick back, and cross, and kick back. Otherwise, you're going to be up into that push-up, okay? So strong through the core, pick a leg to start. I don't care which one you do first. Go to the same side. See if you can tap your elbow. Push back. Now come center chest. Tuck, push back. Opposite elbow. Push back. Same leg, again, second set. Tap. Flex. And tap. Again. Tap. Flex. Tap. 2 more. We're going to do 5 rounds on each side. 1 more. Pause. Put that leg down. Other leg. Tap. Back. Flex. Back. Cross. Back. Same tap. Flex. Cross. 3. 4. 5. 'Hold. Put that foot down. Now see if you can lower yourself as slow as you can. Down. And then release. Get off those wrists. Keeping up with those kind of snow angel arms, we're gonna do pull strap from here. Legs about hip distance apart. Arms are overhead, about shoulder width. You're gonna imagine a strap that you've got, like a band, and you are going to pull, lifting the chest, pull the band to your side, and then reach and come back forward. Pelvic floor in, belly tight. That all still has to be engaged. My quads are still set. I'm lengthening my legs. And again, go at your own pace. Some of you are going to have a lot of back extension and be able to come way up. Do it. Just keep the core set. Okay? If your back hurts, you keep it within a range that feels comfortable. So again, shoulder blades are squeezing. My arms are straight and pulling against that imaginary resistance. Do one more. Hold it now up. Hold the chest up, palms towards the floor, thumb out. Keep breathing out through the side of that rib cage so you can keep that core engaged. From here, I want you to take double leg lift. Up, down, up, down. If this bothers your back, you can do one leg at a time. You can also put your hands and your head back down, and you can always do double or single leg from there. But you're trying to hold that chest high, double leg lift, double leg lift. And my knees are locked. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. My arms are still reaching and very strong. I'm squeezing all the way up my back. Squeezing my glutes as I lift those legs. Now hold everything up, hold. Get yourself as high as you can. If you want to push this just a little farther, bend your knees, reach back, grab a hold of those feet, lift your chest, feet and hands towards the ceiling. Core is still tight. And release it down, and release the legs. Shake that out. All right, we're gonna push back to hands and knees and come into a tabletop. Now, side cat kick, you work hips. You also work the side of your body. You get some bonus arm work from stability there. And it's imagining your leg is gonna be on a table as you bring it around to the side of your body. So it's gonna be like sliding on that imaginary table, okay? So you're here, you've got that belly pulled up. My spine is neutral. I'm not flexed and I'm not saggy, okay? So somewhere in the middle of that is my neutral, kind of feels good in the middle, and that's where I'm gonna hold my spine. So pelvic floor in, transverse tight. And I want you to bring, now I'm gonna do the leg that's facing you so that you can see it, and then otherwise I'm gonna kick the wall. Actually, I might turn this way in a second, but I'll go side here. So you're gonna extend a leg back behind you. I don't care which one you do first. Right now, if you had shoes on, your shoelaces are pointing towards the floor. Okay, so my hip is in neutral. Once I've got on my core set, I am then going to start to go shoelace out. So I'm gonna face it outside. I'm gonna turn my hip out. And I'm going to slide that leg on that imaginary tabletop, bringing it as far around towards my shoulder as I can. Slide it back and go lace back down. Don't arch here, okay? You have to keep that set. So I'm gonna roll my hip. I'm gonna pull, 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 squeeze the side of your body. Try to pull that knee as close up into your elbow and shoulder as you can, and then extend it back. Pull around, and back. And I'm gonna see if it looks any better from this position here. So I'm gonna pull, 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 pull. I am side bending, and then coming back around, okay? There was 4. Keep going. 5, 6, 7. Pull, 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 pull. We got 3 more. Again, you are keeping it in line with that body. 9. Core set. 10. Pull, pull, pull. Rib cage tight, 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 tight. And back and bring it in. Get off your wrists to give them a little bit of a break, and we'll do the other side. And I'm going to flip because I'm going to kick the wall if I don't. Okay. Hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Get that core set once your back is in neutral. Extend the other leg back and lift it up. Okay, here we go. Shoelaces down to start. Then open the hip, roll it out into that external rotation as you pull that leg around. Pull, 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 pull. As close as you can to you and back. Pull. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep that low belly drawn in. 6, especially right there. Don't let it blob. 7, 8, 9, 1 more. Pull through that rib cage. Pull, 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 pull. And back. Release. And get off your wrists. All right. We're going to come back into that push-up position from our hands. And the only thing we're going to move is our legs. We're going to double knee tap down and push back, double knee tap down and push back. So again, it's going to be a little bit more quad emphasis. But you're here in your push-up without moving anything else in the upper body. You're going to tap your knees, straighten them, lock your knees. Tap, straighten. Tap, straighten. So it's not drop back, push forward, drop back, push forward. My upper body is set. I am rolling over my toes a little bit to tap down. Keep that core set. Breathe. Last couple. 1 more. Hold. And release off those arms. Nice job. Now we are going to do side kick, but we're going to be in kneeling today, in kind of a side supported kneeling position to make it a little bit more difficult. So you do have the option for this to come all the way down here and be doing your side kicks from here, but to challenge it a little bit more, I'm going to be up and kneeling. And again, I don't care what leg you do first. Just pick a leg, but you're going to be over onto your side. And it's not a side plank. It's not like total alignment here. I actually want you to try to keep your hip a little bit more over your knee, so you're in this sort of side bent position. Okay, so you're holding up through that bottom rib cage. Okay, now top leg is what we're going to work. So belly back, pelvic floor in. And I want you to hold that up, again, parallel with the ground if you can, kind of like that side cat kick. And you're going to do 2 pulses forward. Exhale, exhale, inhale, extend it back. Exhale, flex your foot, 2 pulses. Inhale, extend back. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. No back movement. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we're going to do 15, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, see if you can hold that leg out. Keep holding. Keep trying to lift that bottom hip. Keep that rib cage up. Now, I do want you to come down into that side plank. If you need to readjust your arm or wrist or anything, do it. I need to move mine just a little bit. And we're going to do those hip lifts. So I had to lower my leg to readjust. I'm going to bring it back up. I'm going to push my hip up. Dig your knee into the floor down there. Drop to neutral, maybe a little bit beyond. It is not to touch the floor before you push back up, okay? So drop, push. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, hold, release down, come off of that wrist, give it a break. That one's kind of sneaky. You think it's the top leg you're really gonna feel, but it really should have been the bottom hip and butt that was holding your body weight up the whole time, and then doing those hip lifts. So we are gonna do the other side. However, if we switch right away, that hip's gonna burn out because it was just on fire. So we are gonna do just a simple plank from the forearms in between each of these sides to give your hip muscles just a little breather, okay? So from your toes and forearms for a full plank or modified to the knees, just make sure either position your butt is not here, okay? It's not a down dog or a dolphin. Hip in line with your back. Breathe. Almost there. Release that. Now bring yourself around to your other side for that kneeling side kick, and then we'll do our hip lifts. So I'm going to put my hand down. Again, I'm not in this side plank. I am lifting my hip and holding that up the whole time, okay? Get that core set. Top leg parallel with the ground. We've got 2 kicks forward. Pulse, pulse, point, and extend the hip. So you've got exhale, exhale, inhale. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Keep that hip nice and high. Push into that knee. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and pause. Now, I don't need to adjust this side. For some reason, it feels okay for me. So I'm going to drop and push. 2, 3, 4. Drive that knee into the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and release and get off that wrist. Again, you should have felt that hip. Now, while you really thinking about like what leg you just worked, okay, the leg that was on the bottom, keep that in mind, all right, because we're gonna stand up. So stand all the way up, and we're gonna do stingray. Just kind of a balance, one, but it does work the hips. So the leg that you just got done on the bottom, that you pushed with, that is actually gonna go tippy toe. So the first leg that you pushed with is actually gonna be your base leg. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Now, I'm gonna turn sideways so I don't kick my wall. So I'm gonna be here, okay? So I've got my leg popped that I just pushed with. I'm gonna be fully upright, tall posture, okay? Belly back, pelvic floor in. You are gonna take a breath in. You are going to exhale and fold over that base leg, okay? And you can keep it soft, it's not locked out, okay? So once you're here, that leg that's just kind of tippy toe right now is gonna push back. You are gonna extend, bring it back in, extend, exhale, bring it in, then stand up. So you got 2 kickbacks for each rep. So fold at your hip, okay, back really long. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, stand, fold, press, press, and stand. There's 3. Bend, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Up, there's 4. Fold, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. There's 5. We're gonna do 8, 6, and up. Fold, 7, and up. 1 more, 8, and up. Now, I want you to put your hands down at your sides. Fold over. We're gonna do a balance here. Kick that leg back. See if you can get yourself into that extension here with that leg. Chest down and hold. Bring it in. Other leg. Okay, so I'm gonna switch. Actually, I guess I don't have to. I can stay facing the same way. All right, now my other leg is popped. So now you can see it on that leg. Get that posture tall, arms up. Get that core set. Fold over your hip. Kick back, exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. And rise. Fold. Kick back. There's 2. Fold. There was 3. Here's 4. And up. 5. And up. 6. There's 7. One more time. And up, bring your arms down. Fold over, get your leg back. We're gonna balance, try to lay it out. Stay. Bring it up and shake it out. So kind of a continuation of some of that hip burning there. Okay, we gotta stretch. So come on down. We're gonna start with just a child's pose, but we're gonna side bend it, really open up that rib cage, kind of down and through the side of that hip first. So start with your hands a little bit further forward than your shoulders, knees to the side of the mat, feet together. And I want you to really drop back, drop that chest down. Walk your hands over to the right, opening up the left side of that body. Walk it to the left, open up the right. Bring it center, push your hips forward, drop it down to your stomach. Press up, locking the elbows into that back extension. I want you to relax your belly now. If that's too much stretch, you can always just come here to your forearms and let that belly lengthen there. And release it down. We're gonna get into pigeon today on each side. So I want you to press yourself back. Take your right knee towards your right wrist, and that right ankle and foot should be towards that left hip. And then I want you to slide, or kind of wiggle that back leg back behind you. If you need to, you can always put a block or a towel underneath your right butt cheek to help. Then, if this is enough stretch, stay there. If you can lay it out and start to come down to your forearms, or start walking those hands all the way out, dropping that chest, then do so. Get my knee quite right there today. I'm going to modify mine just because I'm listening to my body. My knee doesn't really like that particular angle today. Almost there, a couple more seconds. And walk yourself back up. And we're going to switch to the other leg. So pull that leg back. Left knee towards that left wrist. Right foot towards that right hip. Slide or wiggle that back leg behind you. Staying upright if you need to. Forearms, or start to walk that out. Really think about breathing in through that tightness. Every inhale, think about that expansion and lengthening. walking yourself back up. And go ahead and release that. Let's take ourselves into a twist. Just kind of sit, take the right leg, kind of cross that under the left to start with. I want you to reach across, right arm to my left knee, and I'm gonna rotate and push myself around. If you wanna make that a little more intense, I want you to just cradle that knee as you twist. And I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna start with just pressing around. And again, if you want to, you can cradle that, kind of hug that knee in towards that direction that you're twisting. Take it center. Take a deep breath in. Hands go on top of your knees, and I want you to just slump down, okay? So just kind of round and flex. Inhale, sit tall. Heart up, exhale, flex. Pull those shoulder blades apart. Inhale, extend. One more time. Inhale, now let off like about 10 to 30%. You should be like in your perfect posture there. One more deep breath in. Exhale. And you guys are all done. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for working out with me.